As a street photographer, there was one place that had been on my bucket list for a while. Finally, in October this year, I packed my Leica Q3 and traveled to Phuket, Thailand to photograph the notorious Nine Emperor Festival, also known as the Vegetarian Festival. To say it was wild would be an understatement. The festival spans 9 days, and in today's episode I'd like to share with you one of the events that was purely magical. My friends and I, we heard that there's an event happening at a shrine outside of Phuket Old Town. The place is called Katu Shrine, so we wanted to go there and see what's going on and to figure out if this is maybe a good opportunity to get some really nice photos. Little did we know that this was going to be an absolutely insane overall experience. Not just for photography, but the whole atmosphere was mesmerizing. It also got a little crazy, but you'll see later on in the video. So we took a taxi to get there, and on the way it started pouring like crazy. It was rainy season, so there's always a chance of some heavy rain, but luckily, as we arrived, the rain wasn't as strong anymore. It was still warm and I wasn't really bothered by the rain, but I was a little worried about my gear. Not so much about the Leica Q3, but I wasn't sure if my flash and the trigger would handle the rain. Luckily, we found a small shop with plastic bags we could use to cover the flash and the trigger. The guy in the shop was super nice and gave us some rubber bands to keep the bags in place. He wouldn't even take our money, so we bought some snacks. I wonder if the cat that was hanging out in one of the cabinets was also for sale. We finally made it to the shrine, and I could hear a lot of noise coming from the inside. But as soon as we reached the side entrance, I couldn't believe what was going on. The place was jam-packed, and I couldn't wait to make my way in and start shooting. Here's the first takeaway if you encounter a similar situation. Even though the place seemed overcrowded and the normal reaction would be to stay outside, but the reality is, if you're not even trying, you have already lost. Here in this case, I'm glad we made our way in. It was a mesmerizing atmosphere. People were very welcoming, and the best part was that I couldn't see any other photographers besides us. I guess that was maybe because it was late at night and also because of the rain. I did a little bit of research after the festival, and the people you see here performing these rituals and entering a trance state are called masongs. They see themselves as avatars of the gods. What these masongs actually do, you will see in the next episode. No, this dude most likely didn't cut himself while shaving. You'll see in the next episode what this is all about. Now just imagine what it feels like being here with all the noise, the humid air, the drums beating, the smells of the incense sticks. It's really hard to put in words, but trust me, it was incredible. The whole ceremony inside the shrine didn't last that long. I would say about 20 minutes after we arrived, everybody started to go outside to march along the main road. It was still raining and the people walked quickly, which made it challenging to take photos because I had to stay ahead of the crowd. At some point, people gathered in the courtyard, and when everybody arrived, the crowd except the masongs kneeled down.
Sorry.
A few minutes later, the crowd left again, walking back to the shrine. If you look closely at the image, you might notice that the lights in the background in combination with the motion blur created a 666. Well, maybe that was because shortly after, all hell broke loose. It may not come across in the video, but it got so loud that it could probably harm your ears without protection. Luckily, I had some earplugs in my camera bag. Even with those, it was still pretty wild. And then there was all the smoke. Because the street is narrow, the smoke massively obstructed the view. On top of that, I wore sunglasses to protect my eyes from the debris. It was total chaos.
Holy shit. That's wild.
But to be honest, without eye protection or earplugs, it would probably be dangerous to get close for photos, and I wouldn't really advise it. You'll see in the next episode that things can go sideways and you have to be a little bit more careful.
If you're looking to elevate your street photography to the next level, I might have something for you. Over the last few weeks, I've put together the ultimate guide to flash in street photography. A comprehensive course designed to transform your approach to capturing life on the streets. We'll cover everything you need to know, from understanding flash power and choosing the right gear, to using creative off-camera techniques and mastering difficult lighting conditions. Flash isn't just about more light, it's about control. Whether you're shooting in crowded areas, balancing flash with ambient light, or even experimenting with film, this course has you covered. And yes, we'll even dive into editing techniques to ensure your flash shots really stand out. So, are you ready to change the way you see street photography? Sign up now for the ultimate guide to flash in street photography, and let's capture the world in a whole new light.
The firecracker situation continued until we returned to the shrine.
Holy shit, that was crazy, man.
ไทยหลิงพัฒนพงศ์ครับหัวหน้าฝ่ายขบวนแห่พระทุกท่านที่มีส่วนนะครับในการที่จะร่วมขบวนแห่พระให้ไปประชุมที่สำนักงานเทศบาลทุกนะครับสายงานครับทุกฝ่ายให้ไปประชุมพร้อมกันในวันพรุ่งนี้วันที่ 6 ตุลาคมนะครับเวลา 19 นาฬิกาที่ห้องประชุมครับชั้น 2 ตึกเก่าของสำนักงานเทศบาลเมืองกระทู้จีนขอบ้านเมืองกระทู้จีนขอโดยทั่วกันครับพี่น้อง
There was a lot happening outside, but I wanted to see what was going on the inside, and I'm glad I went in. All the Masons lined up to perform another ritual, and after some time, I noticed people helping them to come out of their trance state. One man in particular refused to come back, and he took this spear-looking thing and started writing on the tip. By the way, on Friday, November 29th, I will give a talk at the Leica store in Heidelberg with lots of photos, videos and stories from my recent trip. There's a very limited number of spots available. If you want to join, I put a link in the video description and you can check it out for yourself. Before going, I had thought that maybe 28mm might not be wide enough, but looking back, I have to say that the Q3 and its 28mm lens were perfect for photographing the vegetarian festival. Join me next time when things get a little out of control, my Q3 screen gets messed up, and many more very interesting encounters.